Want candy now?
What is going on, everybody? Nasdorachi coming back at you today with another episode of Relic Review. I know it's been a while. It's been about a week and a half since my last upload, which I'm not happy about, but I have been working hard, you guys, and I'm actually supposed to be at work right now, but I came home to do some other errands, and I figured I'd record this, and I can edit it later tonight, and hopefully throw it up. I know it's going to be a little late. I do apologize for that, but I hope you guys bear with me, and you still are able to enjoy my videos, even though they're a little bit more erratic. So what we have going on today is a brand new Final Fantasy X event, The Place of Many Pasts. It's going to be a great banner for Titus specifically. It features almost all of his powerhouse relics, including his new, well, kind of new USB. It was on the anniversary banner, but you'll have that. You'll have his CSB returning, a nice BSB for him that I believe is brand new as well, and an LMR for him also. We'll also have Riku's BSB on this banner, some stuff for Paine, a 6-star for her as well, a couple things for Waka, and a tired old SSB for Yuna, although it was very good at the time it came out. So we're going to hop through this banner, review this stuff relatively quickly. I'm actually still wearing all my work clothes and stuff right now, and I have to go back. So let's jump through this pretty quick, review this banner, and at the end we will do the Black Friday relic draw, as well as probably one pull on Final Fantasy X. So let's hit the banner real quick and see what we have today in store for us. Alrighty. So the first item is going to be, I believe, Paine's USB. It is the Force Stealer, nod to Cloud there, so be the second Force Stealer, and it almost looks identical. Not 100%, but pretty dang close. You have 177 attack, no other stats, and unfortunately, we do require Realm Synergy to get this done here. It is going to be a small boost to water damage in Final Fantasy X events. The USB here, Rushing Steel, 10 physical water, non-elemental attacks to one target, temporarily infuse the user with the power of water, raise the user's attack a moderate amount and defense a small amount, and temporarily reduce the delay of the user's actions when using spell blade abilities. So with Paine here, we basically have a mini Bartz. She is proficient at doing water, wind, and earth elements, if I'm not mistaken. And this USB is just going to be kind of another one of those utility USBs that we're seeing a lot of recently. Similar to Sephiroth's utility USB, although he does have the 15 hits. There's no EX mode on it, basically. It's just kind of like an upgraded Super Soul Break. So that's definitely in tune with this one right here. And if I could choose, this would not be the one I would want. Although Paine is a good character. Again, she's just kind of like a backup Bartz. So I'm not super interested in stuff for her. I don't want to jinx myself too hard. We're shooting for this one right here. If we can pull a 6-star, it would be either the Blitz Ace or Titus's CSB. We do have a Blitz Ball for Titus, the Blitz Ace, 159 attack, and the small boost to water damage always in effect. Much better than the synergy required on the Force Stealer for Paine. And this again was featured on the last anniversary. I believe it was Banner 4. It might have been Banner 3, but I think it was on the anniversary Banner 4. The Ultra Soul Break Day to Remember. 10 ranged physical water and non-elemental attacks to one target. Remove the delay from the user's actions for one turn. Temporarily infuse the user with the power of water. And enter Ace EX mode. Ace EX mode temporarily raises the attack a moderate amount and causes water abilities to trigger Run and Shoot, dealing 6 ranged physical water non-elemental attacks to one target. So we do get a really good USB here with a nice chase mechanic on it. This will be really easy for Titus to activate if you have any of his other BSBs. It'll play really well with the CSB also, because you'll get that massive boost to water damage. This is a really good USB right here. Titus definitely needed something like this. Unfortunately, I only have a unique soul break for him, and really, I don't think I have any dupes on this banner, which is why this is actually a pretty good banner. Now, do remember, you want to be mindful that we have the Christmas stuff up and coming, so we'll have winter festivities and another festival of some type. So I wouldn't go too ham here if you are on a budget, because the anniversary banners are definitely going to be something to look at. But with that being said, we always do appreciate strong banners like this, and it does have 3 6-stars on it. So we're kind of transitioning into the full-fledged new banner format here, where we'll have 3 6-stars, as you can see. then a good amount of BSBs here. You got 4 of them, 3 LMRs, and then only 2 Super Soul Breaks. Your odds of getting something good on these new banners formats are much higher than they were even, 2-3 weeks, a month ago. So I'm a fan of this. I do like this USB a lot. The chase is good, and it will stack nicely with everything Titus has going on. And we'll lead right from that into his CSB here, the double-edged sword. Unfortunately, back again to the synergy bonus only for the boost to water damage. So if you get his USB, you'll probably want to equip that, unless you're in a Final Fantasy X realm. Then this will be way more powerful. And blitz balls as well, to remember, also are ranged weapons, so they can be used from the back row. So the blitz ball definitely has its advantages, but when you're in realm synergy, obviously, again, this one's going to be much more powerful. You have the Chain Soul Break, a fleeting dream. Activate a water chain to raise the water damage of all allies a small amount. Deal 11 physical water attacks to one target, and reduce the delay of all allies' actions for 2 turns. This is a great CSB, and currently it's your only water Chain Soul Break, so it's really good for what it's worth. You have the delay reduction for 2 turns, 11 attacks, which is pretty good on a CSB. It'll get it jump started there pretty well. And for a water team build, it's pretty much a must-have. But, you can get around the game without having these Chain Soul Breaks. They are immensely useful, though, for the themed damage. When you're building a whole team of water, this is going to come in super useful. And be great for Magicite as well. I would definitely love to get either of Titus's 6-star relics on this banner. Next up, we have a BSB, the Twilight Steel sword for him. Small chance to blind. Unfortunately, no water damage. This is not super useful at all. A lot of bosses are either going to be resistant to it, and then, of course, in magic-based situations, blind's not going to be helpful really at all. 143 attack, no other stats, so this one is pretty much just kind of master, and then swap over to one of his native 6-stars. We have the BSB Sonic Strike. Instantly deal 10 ranged physical water non-elemental attacks to one target. Temporarily raise the user's attack a moderate amount and defense a small amount. Remove the delay from the user's actions for 1 turn, and haste burst mode. This is another really interesting and unique entry right here. The instant 10 ranged attacks is going to combo amazingly well with this CSB. So if you're lucky enough to be able to use that, instantly throwing on 10 more hits is going to be very, very valuable for that combo there. You also get a buff on entry that will stack with this EX mode. As we know, EX mode buffs are unique, so they will end up stacking even with stuff that modifies the same exact stats. Regardless, in this situation, it's a non-issue. You're going to have stackability here, and then even more delay reduction. So if you are fully fleshing out Titus, this is going to be a great piece to his combo. It's just going to be rough. You might need an Entruster to get him the gauge that he needs to throw out the USB, the CSB, and then a BSB also. So gaining Soul Break gauge may be a little bit of an issue, but in jump starts, this is going to be insane. And in other situations where you are able to entrust him, Titus is going to be ridiculously powerful for your water-based team builds. You have the burst abilities Dash Shot, 4 ranged physical water non-elemental attacks to one target, reduced delay before hitting. It's very good. It's got that ninja-esque delay reduction on it, which will combo with the delay reduction he's getting from all his other sources, as well if you're throwing out stuff in Magicite like Noctis's Super Soul Break or Rams's USB with the instant cast. You're going to have Titus throwing out attacks left and right here at an insanely good rate. So he's going to be great for DPSing, and then again, doubly so on a water-based team. Invigorating Shot, 2 ranged physical water non-elemental attacks to one target, and increase the damage of the user's sharpshooter abilities a small amount for 3 turns. So you will probably want to lead with this, especially if you're going to spam out burst commands, because it's almost 100% built for usage with this first command right here. I doubt that you're going to have Titus equipped with actual sharpshooter abilities, so this is what's going to get the most benefit from it. Leading with Invigorating Shot and then spamming the Dash Shot out 3 more times is probably the way to go if you're going to consider the optimal DPS qualities you get from this here. So that's kind of the plan here. It sucks that it's not a bargain, but it does combo really well with, again, the first burst command and the delay reduction. So you have a pretty good set of skills here. It's a very interesting and unique BSB. Again, something that I would love for Titus, being that I only have a unique Soul Break for him, and I could really use more physical water damage. So next up here, we have a returning BSB, the Paine's Guise, light armor for Paine. Small boost to water damage always in effect. This is actually pretty useful for any physical based character that can benefit from water damage all realms. Even Titus, we can get him in this dress right here if we had to, and it would definitely help out. 17 attack, 113, 113. A little bit on the lower end on the stats here, but pretty common stats for light armor. We have the Grand Storm, 6 physical water, earth, and wind attacks to all targets. Cast Dispel on them, haste burst mode to the user, deals more damage for each spell blade ability the user has used leading up to this BSB. Not the greatest BSB entry, it's low on the attack count. It does have pretty high utility to it, so if you need Dispel, especially an AoE Dispel, and you kind of want to free up an ability slot on your white mage, this can actually come in handy if you're bringing Paine as a kind of a Spellblade DPSer on your party. So there is that utility quality that cannot be completely dismissed, but it's just not optimal for a DPSer. It makes her kind of split between DPS and utility. And unfortunately, you have to use a lot of Spellblade abilities leading up to this to get this modifier boosted. It's not something that you'll probably do. I would assume that you'll be life siphoning with her. I don't know exactly what skill set she's able to use because I haven't bothered to level her. I don't have anything for her. But it's just not going to really help out until you're recasting it maybe later on during the battle. So for the initial cast, I wouldn't expect the modifier to be too great. But once you spam out some of these burst commands and after you've got the battle rolling, then you might see a little bit of a boost on entry there. You got the Aqua Storm, 4 physical water and wind attacks to 1 target, no other modifiers. And Aqua Terra, 4 physical water earth attacks to 1 target. So not so good on the burst commands either. They don't have any delay reduction, no bargains, no damage boosts, no other kind of stat buffs or debuffs. That's very sad. It's just kind of tailored to a water-based situation specifically. And then if you're maybe versing Hydra, you'd use Aqua Terra. And if you're versing Golem, you'd use Aqua Storm. Situation kind of like that. Maybe, but again, not the greatest BSB. It has a pretty moderate amount of utility and not so great on the DPS end. Again, she's a kind of a Spellblade, but not your A-team Spellblade, I would personally say. So I would hopefully be able to avoid Paine relics in lieu of Titus, and this Riku dagger I wouldn't mind at all here. It's a very old BSB. Next up, Riku's dagger returning here. 119 attack, no bonus effects, BSB machinations. Deal ranged physical water damage to 10 random targets, temporarily lower their water resistance, and grant haste burst mode to the user. So you do have a good chance you're going to hit everything. It's not an AoE Imperil, but the 10 attacks in most situations, except for maybe like Cal Sabrina, you'll be hitting all your targets and getting that water Imperil off. And I don't have a water Imperil right now, so this would really help me out. And I do have Riku's USB, the Hyper Mighty G. So I would probably add her to my A team if I was able to pull this. Burst commands here aren't super great, but the Water Imperil is great for your water themed team. And 10 attacks on entry is pretty dang good also. You have the Shock Storm burst ability, 2 ranged physical water lightning attacks to all targets, small chance to interrupt their pending actions. A lot of bosses again are going to resist interrupts and blinds and silences and stuff like that. So unless it's in the details that it's a boss that's weak to it, this is not going to be super useful. Could maybe help out with trash mobs in the higher difficulties of your Torment dungeons and leading up to the final battle, but that's really the only value I see in that. You have the Anti-Power Armor Shell, 2 ranged physical attacks to 1 target and lower its attack defense a small amount, temporarily raise the user's attack and defense a small amount. So it's kind of a thief ability here, disguised as a machinist command. Riku is a pretty devious woman, so this fits in with her agenda very nicely here. And it's actually a pretty good command here. You do get the double buff, which is pretty stackable. You'd be wanting to spam out the first command in a situation where you're using water and lightning. It'll stack with the water Imperil better, but you're definitely wanting to lead with this burst command too here. And again, it's pretty solid BSB, not the greatest, but good source of water Imperil on a really good character if you have her USB. Next up here, we have the Glorious Arm Guard. We have the Bracer, 26 attack, 18 magic, 93, 89, and 19 mind. No bonus effects. Again, this is an old BSB that's returning here. Assault Reels, 12 ranged physical attacks to random targets, full break them a large amount, and haste burst mode to the user. Wakka is a pretty good support character, nowhere near as good as someone like Setzer or Vaughn, but for Final Fantasy X Sid missions and for, you know, just interesting B-team type character shenanigans, Wakka's not bad. He also has, you know, he uses Blitzball, so he's ranged also. He got some back row functionality there. Burst ability, Wither Tackle, range physical damage to one target and temporarily lower its magic a large amount. And Pile Wither, ranged physical damage to one target, temporarily lower its attack a large amount. There are commands that stack with the BSB itself. It'll free up you having to bring magic and power breakdown on a character potentially. Very low DPS qualities, only one hit. So, again, an old BSB, not terrible, but not something I would necessarily want to see on this pull right here. We're gunning mostly for Riku and Titus for sure. Next up, we're to the Legend Materias here. We have the Gunner's Guise for Paine, light armor, better stats than her BSB light armor, and minor water resistance always in effect. Can be helpful in Bismarck, I guess, if you need that extra mitigation. You have the Gullwing Enforcer, increase the user's attack a moderate amount proportional to the number of Spellblade abilities the user has used. Don't really like Legend Materia like this. Usually the scaling multiplier takes too long to activate. It doesn't really help out in the beginning of battle if you're life siphoning or wrathing for, you know, depending what character you're using. And then once you kind of get it rolling, the benefits aren't so great. I mean, you can kind of use buffs like stacking Shout, the USB modifier, and again, by the time this really gets to be useful, it's almost too late. So not really preferring this LMR right here. It's not super good. It almost looks like armor for lightning there with the kind of the Etro's Embrace style. But with that being said, we're at Legend Materia for Wakka here, also with the minor water resistance, bracers, so anybody can wear them, and the stats are very similar to his BSB bracers. Technical control, increase the duration of stat debuffs generated by the user and their related effects a small amount, applies to most stat debuffs and their effects. It's relatively good LMR for a buffer or debuffer character. We've seen stuff like this plenty of times over, and again, it's useful for that character. It allows them to kind of get the benefits from their soul break entries and commands lasting a little longer, so you can kind of do other things. But again, for Wakka, it fits what he needs to do, so kind of average, nothing super extraordinary. Legend Materia, Titus's Arm Guards, more bracers with stats again all over the place, very similar to Wakka's. But this time we get an all realms boost to water damage. This is great for Titus. It means that he doesn't need to wear Paine's dress if you happen to pull it. And you get the begin battle infused with the power of water. This will definitely help out. You know, some of his other soul breaks probably will feature in water as well, but this will just speed up the process of him being functional. Now, if you're just rocking the battle and immediately life siphoning, it's not going to be as useful, but for jump starts, it's great. It's going to improve the damage on the entry of his first soul break pretty phenomenally. So, this is a good one. Unfortunately, it's not double cast combat or something like that. Double cast even sharpshooter for his burst commands would be somewhat useful, but I haven't checked his legend dive out, so I don't know what's hidden in there. So these ones are useful. We've seen for like Sephiroth and Shadow, begin battle with End Dark has been supremely useful, and this will, again, it'll help out his CSB if you're leading with that. It'll boost the damage on that, and it'll boost the damage of his USB entry. So again, very useful, probably the best LMR on the banner by far. Lastly, we have the two Super Soul Breaks, Sword of Paine, 129 attack, no bonus effects, with Super Soul Break Sword Dance, physical earth and wind damage to 7 random targets, and grant haste to all allies. Good synergy source of haste Dega, I mean at the very least. The 7 attacks, random, not super useful, so you probably won't be using this. You'll want to use the BSB USB combo, kind of use the USB and then keep refreshing on the BSB. Next up and lastly, we have the very old Chaos Rod, Super Soul Break for Yuna, 55 attack, 100 magic, 130 mind, no bonus effects, and the Miracle Veil. Definitely covered this one quite a few times in the past. Restore a large amount of HP to all allies and damage stock them with an additional 2k HP. It definitely was amazing back in the day. These days, with her USB, BSB 2 or 3, you'll have better options. You might still find usage of this in a Super Soul Break situation, but I would definitely just favor recasting her USB over and over again, even over this, kind of the filler material on the banner here. We've covered all the relics, so let's start with a 100 gem draw. We're still kind of on a long streak of not having any good 100 gem draws, so let's see if we can get a little lucky here. Probably not, but you never know. Hopefully you guys have been lucky. I know it's been a while. Definitely fill up my comment section with all you guys' activity. Holy crap, we got a 5-star. I like reverse jinx myself. But it's Waka's BSB. It's okay though, I still didn't have that. I will take that. It's a BSB on 100 gem. I'm really not going to complain, even if it is old as dirt. So that's a good sign. It's the first time we've gotten a non-dupe 100 gem draw in quite a while. I think we're going to make 111 draw here, you guys. So let's do it. We'll use the mithril, see if we get any more luck. Hopefully, cross your fingers for 6 stars for Titus and that BSB for Titus. Even the LMR for Titus I would take. So Dr. Mog, oh, we got 1 6-star. Please don't be for Paine. I could really use my first chain soul break, but hopefully I didn't jinx myself. Alright, let's skip through all this gutter noise here. And no duplicate Waka BSB, please. Oh, we got Yuna's Super Soul Break, the very most filler material we could get. Oh my gosh. What? Come on.
You can't You're out of your league. You're out of your league. You're out of your league. Best. You can't do it. You can't do it, kid. Best. No one else can do it. Best.
The best? Yeah, right.
Huh? Whoa! What's that called?
Doesn't have a name. Anyone can do it if they try.
Show us one more time, yeah?
But we got Titus's USB. That's great. I don't have anything else for Titus except for a unique soul break, so not as great as it could be. Still a pretty good draw, minus this right here. Wow, alright. Well, at least we got the 6-star, a good one. I still don't have a CSB in this game yet, but for now, it's okay. For now. And let's check out this Black Friday draw real quick. We'll do it one time, see what we get. So we are guaranteed 3 or more 5-stars. We could definitely still get completely boned here with dupes, but it could be any relic in the game before the first Bra Bra event, if I'm not mistaken. So let's cross our fingers here and see if we can't get some magic. Hopefully we just got the bad luck out of the way with Yuna's Super Soul Break and that dupe Waka BSB. I'm still pretty happy about that Titus USB, but I really need more stuff to use with him to make it functional. No 6-stars. Alright. Well, we got the bare minimum that this draw would let us get, but it could still end up alright. That's definitely not a dupe for me. Actually, I don't even know what that is. That is a dupe for me, and that is not a dupe for me either, but I don't know what it is. Alright, Legend Materia for Gordon. I don't have anything else for him. Nirvana, Burst Soul Break. For Arya, new. Okay. Fire Resistance buff. I don't have anything else for her either, but another healer BSB. I'll take it. This, unfortunately, is a dupe. I've had this for a while now. Quite a while, actually. And I don't have anything else for Gordon. He is a really great Earth user. He is a relatively good character, definitely highly support. This is basically the same thing as what we just read off of the Final Fantasy X banner for Waka here, but Same thing there. I'm not going to be using Gordon anytime soon. Probably the Nirvana is really the only good thing for me out of this pull. I really need something else for Titus to make him functional. I'm going to belay any more draws for now, you guys. Video's kind of gone on long enough. I'm going to edit it a little bit later this evening and get it out to you guys hopefully as soon as possible. I hope you guys have had amazing luck on all the pulls you've made in between my last video to this one. Again, in the comments, let me know all of your good luck, all of your bad luck, what your plans are. Sorry it's been so long since I've seen you guys. I'm going to try and keep these videos coming as frequently as I am able to. And again, I hope you guys have a great day and really good luck on all your pulls. Have a good one, you guys. I will catch you next time. Later.